Also last month at TechCon, we announced the ARM v8 architecture. It's been rumored for some time that ARM is working on a 64-bit architecture, and so it is. And so we announced at TechCon that we do, in fact, have a 64-bit architecture coming, because we believe that in some markets, 64-bit is going to be necessary. I can tell you that I personally believe 32-bit processing is a sweet spot that is going to live forever. But it is true, we also need 64-bit. And so this architecture, the ARM v8 architecture, incorporates both the traditional 32-bit compatible architecture that we have today, along with the additional 64-bit architecture. We've been working with partners on this architecture for some time. We haven't yet announced products from ARM. Those will follow later. But in making this announcement, we're enabling the software world to start working and producing products to enable this technology to come to market at the right time. So this is, if you like, a pre-announcement of exciting technology yet to come. Then we talked about Mali graphics. The Mali MP400 is shipping in high volume in certain smartphones and getting rave reviews. The Mali T604 brings GPGPU capability to the Mali family. And last week we announced the Mali T658. That's a more flexible, expandable version offering higher performance GPGPU, up to 8 cores. So Mali 658 offers 10 times the graphics performance of Mali 400, and it offers 4 times the GPGPU capability of Mali T604. I think this is a pretty exciting development in that world. And then we also made an announcement about our tools, DS5 Professional, a comprehensive software development environment for all present and future ARM chips, support for all ARM CPUs, support for CoreSight, support for Trace, and the System Analyzer. It enables Linux and Android platforms, and it's underlined by the ARM compiler. So I have talked in general terms about the ARM market. I'll talk now about a couple of sort of application areas that I think are of interest. One is the whole area of smart energy and connected systems. As you can imagine, ARM believes that this is a major market opportunity for us and for many of our partners. And what we are seeing is that the estimates in this particular part of the market are growing more rapidly each year than they were the previous year. I think people's imagination are beginning to be exercised, and people can see how this sort of technology can actually help save energy around the home and in industry. But particularly in the home, we're starting to see a lot of progress in what is called the smart home energy management. And we believe that this is actually going to be closely coupled to the takeoff of electric vehicles. Electric vehicles, hybrid vehicles are still really in their infancy, but there is a lot of evidence to show that over the next few years, that market is going to grow quite fast. As that starts to happen, you will have the capability of a large battery storage in or near your home, and that will affect the way your home will be built. You may say this is futuristic stuff, and it probably is. We're probably talking about 2020 before this becomes really mainstream. But my point is that the expectations in this market are growing each year, and it's a good market to be involved in right now. Then you've heard a lot about ARM in servers and ARM partners' opportunity in servers. And this is an interesting story, I think, because it all starts from the mobile. The bottom right of this picture shows how mobile data traffic is growing very rapidly. That's no surprise. We all understand how smartphones are taking off, and therefore it's pretty obvious why mobile data traffic must be increasing exponentially. But maybe it's not quite so obvious that that results in a direct correlation with the growth in required server capacity. So people making servers right now are doing very nicely, thank you, because of all this growth in data traffic. And that's all very well, but I think we know there's a problem. These servers today are so inefficient that we simply cannot go on adding and adding that sort of server capacity. If we do, we're going to have a 4 times emission increase in CO2 emissions by 2020. In fact, it's predicted that the amount of energy used in servers around the world will exceed that used in aircraft travel. That does not make sense, my friends. Something has to change. And if we look at this server architecture that is out there today, it is built for peak performance. It is therefore very inefficient in the average use, and we believe that architecture needs to change. Approximately 1/3 of that power goes on processor energy. Not surprisingly, ARM believes we can do something about that. But that's not enough. We think the whole server architecture needs to change in order to build a much more efficient server. Now, I will be straight with you. This is not the case for all servers. But within a hierarchical server farm, there are many parts of that server farm that can benefit from much lower power servers. And we think that's where ARM technology has a place to play. And it's not just us. You may have seen an announcement from HP just in the last couple of weeks talking about their belief that things can change quite dramatically. And I'm not going to go through this slide in detail, but at the bottom there you can see that they believe that a 400 server 10 rack x86 farm can be replaced for equivalent performance with a 1600 server based ARM rack using just half a rack. So 10 racks goes down to half a rack. I think you can see the potential enormous power savings that can involve. And so we believe that our partners are going to take this very seriously and start taking ARM into that market. We believe it can be done with the 32-bit architecture, and as the 64-bit architecture comes to market, that will extend the capabilities in this space. Now, those of you who have had the privilege to come to Cambridge in the summer and join the ARM Partners meeting will know that each year we talk about ARM's commitment to our partnership. And I personally am totally committed to this partnership. I personally totally believe that the ARM partnership is what has got ARM where it is today. Yes, I'm very proud of ARM's technology, of course I am. But I am more proud of the business model and the partnership we have created together. And so it is, we are going to continue forwards with this partnership. We are investing in this ecosystem in order that the partnership can grow. And today that partnership stands at more than 900 companies. I'm quite sure within the next few months we will see over 1,000 companies in this partnership, and I think that will show just how powerful and growing it is. And one area where that partnership is growing very rapidly is in the whole area of software. ARM has many partnerships with many different software companies to enable the choice that you need to build the products. Just a couple of examples. There's a lot of talk about Windows on ARM. It's even got its own acronym, WOA. And there's been a lot of progress and a lot of talk from Microsoft in the last year. So in January this year, Steve Ballmer stood up at CES and confirmed that the next version of Windows will incorporate the ARM architecture. At Computex in June, Microsoft confirmed that Windows 8 is the next version of Windows, and it would have an ARM mode for always on, always connected. And then at Anaheim at the Microsoft Build conference in September, Steve Sinofsky actually demonstrated devices and systems and software running on ARM as well as Intel platforms. So it's coming. It is definitely real. Exactly when Microsoft bring that out, I cannot tell you, but it is coming, and Microsoft are talking about it more and more frequently. But of course, many devices coming to the market today are using Android. In fact, incredibly, roughly 500,000 Android devices are shipped every day, and most of those are based on ARM technology. So ARM started the ARM Solution Center for Android some few years ago, and now there are over 175 members in that club, if you like. And this enables people to share software and share their experiences to make a better experience for people bringing Android onto ARM devices. And so, in summary, I firmly believe that we have this wave of connected devices, and it's driven by mobile technology. As I have shown you, by solving the mobile technical challenges, we solve many of the challenges of this industry. What we know is that consumers want simplicity, and power efficiency is fundamental to simplicity, and power efficiency is at the heart of almost every ARM development. And finally, ARM continues to invest very heavily in our roadmaps and in the partnership. And in this way, we assure you of a strong pipeline, and we assure you of a strong ecosystem in which to build those products. 谢谢。
热烈掌声，谢谢 Mr. Peter Brown 的精彩演说，谢谢。